Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm pretty excited. I'm not super in the mood to be doing makeup, but I think it's because I'm on my last two looks. So like technically this is in the middle of the month that you're seeing this, but like for me, I'm working on my last two looks right now. And I'm one of those people that like, I feel like when I get towards the end of a project that I'm having fun with, it's almost like I kind of just keep putting it off because I don't want it to be over in my weird brain. So like I don't feel like doing this, but like I do. I'm excited to see how this turns out. So today I am doing Cruella. I'm very excited about this one just because it actually wasn't even originally on my list of looks for the month. I actually had another idea that I was gonna do, but I had never seen the movie of the previous look that I was gonna do. But recently I actually watched the new Cruella and it was absolutely amazing. Holy moly. So of course I had to do a Halloween look based on her. So plus I just love Emma Stone. She is amazing in literally everything I've ever seen her in. I don't think I've ever seen her once when I didn't like her. And as always, I'll just go ahead and say this in the beginning of the video, as always, I'm also filming a TikTok throughout this, as I have with all of my Halloween looks up to this point. And at the end I will take a bunch of really cool like Instagram photos and have them posted on my Instagram. So head over there after, before, whatever. This all gets posted at the same time. So look everywhere for all of the content. So I'm definitely going to be starting off with my eyes first on this one, just because I am kind of going for one of Emma Stone's looks in the movie. She had a very like smoky eye and it was very like pointed on the edges. So that's what I'm gonna kind of go for, and then like the red lip, that whole thing. So yeah, I'm gonna start with that, and because it's a smoky eye, I'm using black, silver, all of that. I don't want it to mix with the rest of my foundation. So first off, let me get rid of this little sticker here. Okay, I'm gonna start out just by priming my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer right here. And I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm not gonna use like a brush or anything because I'm just going to cover like the whole lid space anyway. But yeah, if you have not seen Cruella yet, head over to Disney Plus and check it out right this moment because it was so good. My mom told me to watch it like 47 times and I really wanted to watch it. We just hadn't gotten around to it. And then finally the other night we finally sat down and watched it. Absolutely amazing. Like every single piece of that movie was just amazing. And I'm also dabbing this eye primer just slightly over this little like blemish here, just because like I said, I do want the eyeshadow to go out pretty far, and I don't know if foundation concealer is actually going to cover that spot or if eyeshadow is, so this will kind of just act as a good base for now. Okay, and so I'm actually bringing out my KVD Shade and Light eye palette again. I haven't used this one in so long just because like I don't know, I just don't really reach for it as much anymore as I used to, but I remember like some of the gray shades being really good in here. So I'm going to start out with this like big kind of pan, the lighter gray. It's Lazarus, I think, and I'm just going to use my Morphe M535. It's still kind of on there. And I'm just going to use this kind of as like my transition shade. And I'm not going to bring this up like too high into like my brow area because like I said, I do want to keep it to kind of like a very like, I don't know, like pointed shape out here. So right there is kind of the shape that I'm going for. I'm just starting to kind of make this sort of a shape. I feel like this color is turning out a little bit more brown, which is really weird because that's like straight up light gray. It's okay. We're going in with black anyway. So actually, now that I'm looking at where I placed this eyeshadow, I do think that it's going to end up covering this. So I think I'm gonna dab some concealer over this blemish first before I continue, just because I don't want that to show through. So yeah, we're gonna try to do that first. And I'm just going to use this little like e.l.f. Concealer brush right here, and I'm gonna use some of the Doll 10 T.C.E. concealer in the shade Light right here. And then just dabbing that out with the e.l.f. No, this is not e.l.f. The IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe No. 7 brush right here. I'm using the small end. All right, and then I'm just going to slightly bake just that little spot with that same tiny little brush here, and the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder in light pink. There we go. I'm just gonna let that sit for a sec. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to doing the eyeshadow. Okay, and this is really random that I'm like just going forward and backwards right now, but looking at her eyes, she has very bright like white brow bones and then like into just under here. So I'm gonna actually use white from the Norvina Volume 1 palette right here. It's very vibrant. I actually used this on my Britney look and I really liked how it turned out, so I'm gonna kind of do that again. And to do that, I'm just using my little Cala 415 little blending brush. I wanted to lay this down first before I went in with like all the dark colors and the black and everything, because then, I don't know, I just feel like the colors are gonna mesh together a little bit easier. Okay, and this looks a little goofy right now, but I will go back in and kind of obviously tweak things. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay down the silver color and then I'll go in with the black. I kind of want to do the black last. And I was trying to find like a really good silver for this, and I ended up just like opening up the Mally RuPaul palette here. Sorry, I was reading that. It says Rupalette. So yeah, and the shade Star Booty right here seems like it's gonna be like a really good silver shade, and I don't think I've used that one yet, so we're gonna try it out. And I'm gonna try to apply it with a brush first. I might switch over to just using my finger, but I'm gonna use I wanna say this is a Japanese brush. I can't remember the number, but I will have it listed down below. It's just like a little like packer brush right here. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this to kind of like this like spaced area here that doesn't have anything. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's pigmented. I think I'm gonna actually spray my brush. I think that'll make it a little bit even more pigmented. And I'm just using the L'Oreal Infallible setting spray here. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I don't ever really go towards like the silvers and like gray, black. I don't know. I just usually like colors or like browns, but I'm liking this a lot. I'm not doing a whole lot on the outer portion of my lid here just because, like I said, I am gonna go in with black. Okay, yeah, this is a very, very pretty silver. So if you really like silvers, I do know that there's like a couple other shades in here too that I have used in the past that are really good. This is an awesome palette. And I also know, like, I've used the, I can't remember the, I think it's Mighty Love, the red eyeliner from Mally RuPaul. That's amazing too. So is the black. So the collection that they did together, so good. Okay, and now since that color kind of turned out a little bit more brown for some reason, the transition shade that I did, I'm still so confused by that. Like, it's straight up gray. I don't know why it's brown. So I'm actually gonna switch over to the Morphe 35K palette. It looks like this right here. And I'm just gonna start working with these grays and blacks. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna grab my Morphe M535 brush right here. And I'm gonna dip into this color right here. Just like this deep gray. I don't want to go full on black yet. I just want to kind of like build up to that color. Yeah, this is more of the color that I thought that the other one was going to turn out. I'm so confused. I'm so confused by that shade. That's much better. Much more gray. And then on my Cala 415 brush, I'm going to snatch some of this like light gray in the corner here. And I'm not going to go up as far as where I brought that white, but I am going to just lightly run it along the edge of this gray that we've just laid down. Also just trying not to like bring that up too high. Again, I just want to stick to this like shape here. Okay, and then I'm just going to work backwards again and grab more of the white. I tend to work a lot like forward backward when I'm doing looks like this because I don't want to go too crazy with like blacks and grays. So I'll work like a little bit with the color and then I'll kind of blend it out a little bit. I just feel like it's easier to do that than to just like go crazy with all of the dark black and then have to like blend it all away. All right, and then just taking my Morphe M506 little guy right here, I'm gonna go back into that Mally RuPaul palette because I'm really excited about this palette right now after using that silver. So I'm just going to grab the black shade, which is Scorpio, right down here in the corner. And I'm just going to, I'm not gonna bring the black up as high as the gray and the silver that we put down, but I am going to, again, just kind of stick to the shape, and I'm also going to bring it onto the outer portion of my lid here. Ooh. Wow, okay, that black is very pigmented. I don't know why I would even expect anything less from Mally and RuPaul. And I'm just lightly kind of blending it together with that silver that's on my lid there. And the black, like once I start to get to kind of like this middle area here, hers, like the shape is mainly like out here, and then like if I were to do this, that's when you would start to see the black that's down here. I really hope that that makes sense because I really don't know how to explain that to you. But I'm just solely keeping this black like right under here. So I guess I'm just not bringing it up very high. I don't want it to really even show too much when my eyes are like this, if that makes sense. So just like this. All right, now that I have kind of that general shape going on, I'm gonna again grab more of the white. Like I said, I work forward and I work backward when I'm working with black. Oh, and I'm just using my color brush again. And then just lightly going back in again over the brow bone just to kind of like blend that top line out. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do a little bit of liner on the top, and then just kind of like blend it in with that black there. And for that, I'm just using the NYX Jet Black pencil liner. And like I said, I'm not bringing it up too high because I still want you to be able to see the silver on my lid. But I'm just lightly lining the lash line here, like right into this black, and then I'm just gonna like smoke it into the rest of it. Okay, and then just grabbing more of that black shade, the Scorpio shade from the Mally RuPaul palette. Again, on my Morphe M536 brush. I'm just going to, like I said, I didn't bring that eyeliner all the way over to my outer corner. So I'm just using a little bit of that to just kind of like blend that liner into all this black shadow. Okay, I love the direction that this is going. This makes me feel so powerful. Okay, so I think I'm good on eyes for the moment. I'm gonna switch over to just working on my skin. So I'm going to, just off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like clear all of the black and silver that's kind of dripped down onto my face. So I'll be right back. Okay, so for my skin, she is super pale in the movie, and like I am also super pale, but like the foundation, concealer, all that type of stuff that I've been using lately is not that pale. So the only option I feel like I have right now is the KVD Lock-It Foundation, which I don't love. I don't love this stuff whatsoever, but I'm gonna try to do something to make it a little bit better in this video. I used this in another one of my videos that's not posted yet, so just stay tuned for another pale skin video, and you'll see more thoughts on this. But I don't know if they've reformulated it since they did the whole like Kat Von D being KVD now, but I can't stand how heavy this is. It literally makes me feel like I'm wearing a mask. What the hell is my husband doing? But yeah, I don't love this foundation, but it's the only like pale foundation that I have. I am gonna mix it with like more of like an oily sort of a thing, to kind of maybe thin it out a little bit so that at least I can just get the color. So I'm just gonna pump some of this out on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna mix a couple drops of the Ordinary's 100% plant-derived Squalane or Squalane, whatever that is. I know that this is more of like a serum sort of a thing, but it does have like that oily feeling to it, and I already use it on my skin, so hopefully it won't like break me out or anything. But yeah, I'm just gonna mix like a couple drops of this in with the foundation just because I can't do the heaviness of this foundation. It's awful. Even like coming out on the back of my hand, like I'm not used to wearing foundations like this like lately that are just so like, I don't know, I'm used to like much like creamier, not even creamier, just more liquidy, I guess. I don't know. Just mixing like a couple drops of this, and hopefully this will just make it more comfortable. Oh, I also put a little bit of the CeraVe Daily Moisturizer on just to kind of like let it sit, and hopefully that also will kind of make this spread a little bit better. And I'm just using my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe No. 7 brush that I was using in the very beginning there for the other set, the other end. I'm using the big side now. Yeah, so this still, it doesn't feel great on the skin. I'm not gonna lie to you, it just doesn't feel great. But it definitely is a lot better mixing in a little bit of like oil with it. It definitely has thinned it out a little bit, so thank God. I'm also slightly blending this, nothing too much, like I'm not going too heavy with it, but I'm blending it down my neck and kind of onto my ears here. I don't know if my ears are gonna really show too much, but I just don't want them to look like a completely different shade than the rest of my face here, because this is like super pale. Yeah, so I like this more mixed with a couple drops of like a facial oil. Still don't love it, but it's doing the job and it's not as bad as it was the last time I used it. Okay, and then for concealer, I'm going to take the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer right here in the shade L1 Neutral. Again, this is super, super pale. And I'm just going to use this like right under where my eyes are. And I'm only putting like a little bit. I don't want to go crazy heavy with this under here right off the bat. I will build it up if I need to. And then again, just using the same brush but the small end. And as I'm doing this and like dabbing it underneath my eye, because there is black eyeshadow that's like come down a little bit, kind of in between like little sections of padding, I'm also running it just like along my arm because I don't want any eyeshadow to be mixed with this and then to bring it further down onto my face. We definitely do not want that. Okay, and then I am going to bring a little bit more of this concealer just right in this little area, just like a couple little dots, just because there is still some redness just on my cheeks. Okay, so then to just kind of set everything, usually I would use that e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, but I feel like with this light color, I don't want it to like change the color at all, and sometimes I feel like it can do that. So instead, I'm just going to try out, well, not even try out, I've used this before, the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores pressed powder right here, and it's translucent, so. And I'm just using my Cala 481 powder brush right here to apply that. All right, guys, so everything is powdered, obviously. Also, naturally, I had to sit there and like wait for my battery to charge for the longest time. So I just went ahead and did some things that I usually do off camera anyway. I went ahead and did my brows. Again, I've talked about how I do my brows a million times. So if you want to see how I usually do my brows, watch one of my previous videos from this month and it'll show you. Or just comment down below and I'll do like a specific video on how I do my brows. The only difference that I did today was instead of using like the TG chocolate eyeshadow to fill them in, I actually used the Morphe 35K palette right here because I wanted something that was a little bit more like, it was a little bit darker and more of like a cool tone brown instead of warm. So I actually used this shade right here, just because, again, like I said, I wanted them to be just a little bit darker than what I normally do. I also went ahead and did like my mascara and lashes just on the top. I went ahead and did the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara again, and then I used the inner portion of the Salon Perfect Light and Fluffy Wispie lashes right here on the outer half of my lid. I just cut them in half so that they're more of like a cat eye sort of a thing. And then I obviously just cleaned the foundation off of my lips because it was driving me insane. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do some contour. And as always, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my KVD Shade and Light contour palette right here, and I'm gonna use the lightest brown shade. It has a little bit more of a like grayish brown undertone, which works really well with light skin colors. So this foundation being super pale, this will be great. And I'm not going super heavy with any contour on my forehead. She is super pale and I don't really see that she has much like harsh contour going on, specifically on her forehead. But I'm just putting like a little bit right through here, right above like where my temples are. Oh, and I'll have the name of this brush listed down below. It's one from BH Cosmetics. I can't remember the number. I want to say it's 124, but I will have it written down below. Okay, and then as far as her nose contour, she has some pretty harsh contour going on like through here. It almost looks to me like more eyeshadow, but I'm just going to start out with just the contour because I don't want to go overboard right off the bat. And then if I feel like it needs to be like a darker color, I'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, like right through here is like super harshly contoured. Oh, so I'm just gonna switch over to my Sephora Pro Cream Shadow Brush, number 28. It looks like this, and it literally connects the inner portion of the brow like down into her nose. But then it looks like the rest of her nose isn't super harshly contoured. It's just like literally up here. Yeah, I probably am gonna go in with just more eyeshadow just because that is a little bit too like warm. Hers, like I'm not even joking, looks like straight up eyeshadow. Before I do that, I'm just going to take this other little BH Cosmetics brush that I'll have listed down below and just lightly blend that out. Okay, and this feels very strange to me, but I am going to dip back into that Morphe palette that we've been using, and I'm gonna pick up some more of that, like the gray color that we started out with, this one right down here, just on my Morphe M535 again, and use that to kind of like create this little like darkness right here that she has, and it also kind of looks like it's right underneath like just the front of her brow. So pray for me, hopefully this goes well. I'm actually going to use the Morphe M503 with this instead. It's not as fluffy. It still is fluffy, but it has like more of like a kind of somewhat flatter shape. I think I'm gonna have a little bit better control of this with this one. Oh yeah, for sure. This brush is way better for this. Okay, and then like I said at the beginning, I'm just going to take more of that Norvina, the white shade from the Volume 1 palette, again on my Cala 415 brush, and use this again to kind of like brighten up just this little area here. Okay, and then she definitely is not super blushy by any means, but I am just going to put just a smidge on my cheeks because it just feels weird to not have any. And I'm just going to use my MAC Pinch Me blush on this random little blush brush and just lightly dab some on my cheeks. Not going overboard with this at all. Like even this much is probably a little bit too much. I'm probably going to blend that back a little bit. Just using my Real Techniques blush brush here to dab over top of that, to diffuse the edges and to kind of blend it out a little bit. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a little bit of highlight. She is not super glowy by any means, but I do just want to add a little bit of dewiness to this face because I feel very chalky after that foundation. So I'm just going to use, if I could open it, I'm just going to use the Touch in Soul Glowdient palette. Hashtag Glowdient. I'm going to use the lightest shade right here, and I'm just going to apply it with my Morphe M510 brush. Right, so that's literally all I'm doing. I'm barely even doing any. And then just running back over that with my e.l.f. Small taper brush just to kind of like tone it down even more kind of on my nose here. And as far as like her under eye area, she doesn't have like a whole lot going on. So what I am going to do is that since some of this black eyeshadow is already coming underneath my eyes, all I'm really going to do is I'm just going to take more of this NYX jet black liner, and I'm going to run it just slightly under here. I'm not taking this all the way in. I am going to put it on the waterline also, but I'm also like lining underneath it here because I'm going to like smoke it out a little bit. And then once I kind of like get it under here, I'm just using the Morphe MB47 little flat top brush here, just to go back over the black liner and to just kind of like smudge it out a little bit. And I'm just like kind of like tying into the overall like kind of outer corner like pointed shape here we have going on. Okay, so that is all that I'm doing kind of on that lower lash line other than mascara here in a second. But like I said, I'm also going to line my waterline with this. Okay, and then I'm going to just go off camera really quick just to do my lower lashes. Again, just using the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. Okay, so this is pretty much it for the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and do the lips now, and she has a red lip going on. So I'm gonna start out, I just put some chapstick on just now, and now I'm gonna go ahead and line them just with the Real Red lip liner from Beautique. I just got this from Sally's. And she definitely has a more like predominant Cupid's bow going on, so I am gonna go like pretty harsh with that. Okay, and then after that, I'm just going to take my Tattoo Junkee liquid lipstick because hers is very matte. And I don't think I have any like true red, just like regular matte lipsticks. I'm kind of over the whole liquid lipstick trend, but I really like this color. And I'm not totally positive on the actual shade name, but I do know that it is the Harley Quinn like little collection that they had. They had like a bunch of the DC Comics ones, and this is the Harley Quinn one. And I'm just gonna take this and basically just fill in the lines and just kind of keep my lips tight until the liquid lipstick dries down. Trying to dry my lips. Thanks.
You gotta get it off your teeth.
I know. Okay, and now this next part, this is like the last little thing here, I'm actually pretty excited about because I naturally kind of have what she has. So my little freckles that I normally add back, I actually have one right here. I don't know if you can even really see on camera, but she has one like right here, and it's like dark brown, almost black. I'm gonna use my NYX brow pen, the Lift and Snatch one in the shade Espresso. It's like a really deep brown color, and I'm just going to bring this one freckle back. Okay, so now I'm just gonna set everything using the L'Oreal Infallible setting spray. Alright guys, so this is it for the makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the rest of my outfit here, and I will be right back. Alright guys, what do we think? I'm kind of loving this right now, and I can totally understand why Cruella dresses the way that she does. Also, I really hope that you can see the black half of this wig. I think you probably can, but from back here and on my little like viewfinder, I can't see that half. So it looks a little weird. So hopefully that looks normal to you guys. This is seriously one of my favorite ones that have come together so far. Like I said, I was not really like in the biggest mood to be doing makeup today, but honestly, like it came together exactly the way that I wanted it to. So thank you guys so much for yet again sticking through another one of my crazy Halloween videos. This wig is like incredibly synthetic, by the way. I literally just got it like off of the Target website, and then like sprayed it with a little bit of dry shampoo to take at least some of the shininess away. I also of course brought back the honeymoon slash Jessica Rabbit from last year dress. I really tried to find like an exact outfit that she had like in the new movie, but everything, like because this was like a last minute sort of an addition to my list of costumes for the year, I could not find anything that was going to come in the mail quick enough for me to film the video and get it up. Plus I'm not spending $60 at Spirit Halloween. So I just decided to do kind of like a little combo thing, a little bit of Emma Stone and then a little bit of like the old Cruella. Alright guys, so like I said at the beginning, if you want to go ahead and see my TikTok and the final pictures of this look, head over to my TikTok and my Instagram. Here are both of my handles. I'm making it real easy on you guys. Come on, I'm having some good looks this year. Like give me a shot, just follow me on stuff. Alright guys, thank you again so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great day, a great night, whatever time of day it is when you are watching this. And I will see you in the next spooky Halloween video. Bye!